Welcome, everybody. I want to thank Representative Mary Young, Representative Tanya Van Beber, Senator Donovan, Senator Rankin for this work on this really important bill for rural economic development. This year has been, a hard year for everybody across the world, but the way the pandemic interrupted global supply chains was particularly hard on our rural communities. And the Rural Economic Development Initiative Grant Program helps our rural communities develop and create and implement real economic growth plans to make sure that they can remain vibrant places for people to live and work well into the future. This legislation allocates $5 million to help support rural economic development throughout this process. As I travel rural Colorado, I see so many wonderful instances of where these Rural Economic Development Initiative grants have just been so transformative in helping improve the quality of life and create jobs and really locally driven visions. That's the beauty of this. It's all from the ground up. It's city councils, it's mayors. It really is, how do we re-envision our community from the ground up and make it an even more amazing place? This funding will amplify the ability of communities to create and retain jobs and strengthen their economic diversification so they're less reliant on economic cycles and commodity pricing for their whole way of life. And this is a highly sought after program. These funds aren't just given out automatically to anybody, but these stimulus funds will help meet the demand for quality programs and support and supporting many communities. And I'm really proud of the work of the legislature in getting this done. And I'd like to turn it over. I want to acknowledge, before we get to Representative Young, I want to acknowledge from Evans City Council, Alicia Johnson and Fred Neal, Evans City Manager Jim Becklenberg, Randy Reedy, the Assistant City Manager, Michelle Jones from the Chamber of Commerce here in Evans, Allison Modine from the City of Evans, Bruce Eisenhower from DOLA, and Chris LeMay from DOLA. The Department of Local Affairs administers this important program across the state. And with that, we'll turn it over to State Representative Mary Young.
Thank you so much, Governor. We are so honored to have you here in Evans, part of House District 50. And we're so honored to see so many of the Evans leadership here today, as the governor recognized. This is an important bill. Why is it important? As the governor stated, rural economic development was really impacted negatively during the pandemic. And we're ready to move forward to respond to the needs of the community. And I'm hoping Evans will consider playing with one of these grants. We also, in addition to the Rural Economic Development Initiative grants, we also have, and I have to put my glasses on to make sure I read this correctly, the Rural Economic Advancement of Colorado Towns, REACT. That's what we want to do during this time. We need to move forward to transform our rural economies in the direction that we hope to achieve in the future. And this bill will help rural economies achieve that. Thank you again, Governor, for being here today. I will now thank my co-prime sponsor, Representative Van Beber, who is also from here in Greeley.
I just want to thank the governor for making the trip up from Denver today, and to my co-sponsor, Representative Mary Young. It's wonderful to be in a room where we have an opportunity to do something very good for rural Colorado. I have 13 municipalities in House District 48 and all of the agricultural land in between. And we're just a small part of the hundreds and hundreds of small rural communities that will deeply benefit from a partnership with what's locally needed, but the $5 million grant process that the Department of Local Affairs will be cooperating with in those entities to allow them to move forward, to be able to come from a time that was a great difficulty for them all, but to move forward, ensuring that they can be supported in their economic infrastructure, in their businesses, whether it's technology needs, job training, strategic planning for business growth. All of those things are exciting things that our business leaders and our community leaders in all of those places throughout rural Colorado will be looking forward to being a partnership with. So I just really want to say thank you for being a part of this process. Thank you to the Department of Local Affairs for working with our local entities here in rural Colorado to ensure that we are moving forward and not looking back anymore, but happy to have the forward growth that comes with this particular bill being passed. So thank you very much.
Great. Let's make it the law of Colorado. Right here in Evans. Are we ready?
Yes.
It's officially the law. Congratulations.
Great.
Congratulations